Alright everybody, welcome back to yet another video. I'm just back from Colorado, so I've been back about a week now. And these videos are definitely becoming all too common, but I basically sold the camper after that trip. And you know what that means, we are moving on to the next setup. So the reason why I sold the camper, if you watch my actual Colorado video, I kind of talked about it a little bit in that video, but basically it was great for camping, but not great for trails, which is probably obvious, but I thought it would do a little bit better since it was on the smaller side. It was a camper that was built for mid-size trucks, so I thought being with the full size, it would be able to handle a little bit better, and it wasn't terrible. Again, I was able to do Cinnamon Pass with it, but it literally took me forever. Of course, being a hard-sided camper, it was taller. You're gonna have a little bit more weight up high. So for doing like actual trails and stuff like that, obviously it wasn't gonna be the most ideal setup. So after that trail took me so long, I instantly knew I was gonna go to a different setup. But I did finish out kind of like the Colorado trip, and it was amazing to be able to have that camper and camp in it in the different areas and stuff like that. But of course, every setup is like a give and take, so you gotta kind of see what you really want, whether you want to be more comfortable at camp or more comfortable on the trail. So I was definitely on the road and on the trails longer than I was really at camp, I mean, technically. So I definitely want a setup that's going to be better for the trails now. Being back east, so I'm in East Tennessee, I want to start doing some more of these trails out here, like the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. I want to do the Cat. I want to do the Scar, do the Georgia Traverse again and stuff like that. And those trails are probably going to be difficult enough just being with a full-size truck, let alone with a camper. Well, some of those for sure, there's no way you could do it with the camper. It just wouldn't fit down the trails and stuff like that. So we are switching to another setup. My sister-in-law yesterday, we were talking, and basically he says, you need to change the name of the channel because it's not a travel channel, it's more of a gear channel. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty accurate, I guess. So maybe we will do that down the road, but honestly, I like trying out new setups and new gear and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure a lot of people do too. As much as I like camping and stuff like that, but like for me, it's the hobby of it. I just really like cars, modifying, all that kind of stuff. So whether I was into the trucks and overlanding like I am now, or back when I was younger and I had cars, so faster cars and stuff like that, it was always modifying, changing, and updating, upgrading and stuff like that. So we are just in the overlanding phase now, which we've been in for a while, which I really like this space. I really like the outdoors and all the different, it's really like exploded. So as far as like gear and all kinds of stuff that you can literally try, setups and everything. So we are heading now to Virginia. It's about like 3 hours away from me. I'm going to pick up the first part of the new setup. And of course, I will show you that once we get it, but I'm gonna be running a setup that technically I haven't really run together. So I've run each one obviously separately and stuff like that, but I haven't run this setup together. So this will kind of be a new setup for me, which will be nice. And this is gonna be kind of a mid-range budget. So I don't want to say budget completely, because obviously some of these parts are gonna be expensive that I'm picking up. But I am going to be conscious on how much I'm actually spending on some of this stuff. So that was going to be another factor in the setup that I'm currently going with now. Kind of debating over different setups that I kind of want to run this time, and also like how much I wanted to spend. So sometimes I'm in my spending phase where 10 to 15 on some kind of camper is fine. We'll spend it and try the setup out and everything, and then sometimes I'm in my budget phase, and right now I'm in my budget phase. So I want to, and not that this is going to be an overly cheap setup, but it's not going to be an expensive setup either. So I'm trying to keep the setup at about $5,000, which again, of course, is not very cheap, but in this space is not overly expensive either. So I'll kind of show you the stuff that I pick out to use for the next setup, and of course we'll try out the new gear and everything like that and see how it all works out. You know, always on the hunt for the perfect setup, even though we know it doesn't exist. We don't know until we actually try them all, right? So all right guys, we are back. It's been about a week since I took my road trip to go pick up what I was picking up for the truck. When I got back, I was just kind of tired. I didn't really film anymore, but let me go ahead and show you what we went and picked up. So I picked up a SmartCap Evo Sport. Technically it was brand new. The guy bought it and he ordered it through like a website and had it shipped to like a dealer or something like that, and turned out that he ordered the wrong one. So he ordered the 6.5 foot bed one, which is perfect because that's what my truck is, but his truck was a 5.5 foot bed, and for whatever reason, since he put it together himself and stuff like that, they wouldn't like return it or something like that, so he was just trying to sell it on his own. So he was asking about $4,000 for it. I gave him $3,200 and he took the deal. So basically a brand new SmartCap for $3,200. These usually are about almost $5,000, and it's pretty nice. So I definitely wanted the metal type because I'm sure you can already tell with the top load bars there. I just got some Amazon top load bars. We're gonna go with a rooftop tent setup for this one. So I've done the rooftop tent setups on racks, bed racks before, and I've had toppers that I did like bed build outs with, but I haven't had a topper and a rooftop tent. So we'll go ahead and try this setup out and see how it works. But so far I really like the topper. It's the one, so the Evo Sport has the glass sides, and then you are accessible there from both sides to get in, and it's got little windows here and stuff like that. The whole topper quality wise is really good. The windows here, these things are kind of funky because these are like kind of like this like hinge thing is plastic, and so it doesn't really want to like, I can open it but it's like weird, like it's not a smooth operation. So I think for like the price of these things that they are new, I think these things could be like, this part here could be built a little bit better, this like plastic hinge piece here. But since I didn't pay full price, I guess that's okay. Probably not, but it does have really nice seals though going for it. So these things have really thick seals going there. There's a thick seal going along the bedside. I haven't had any leaking or anything like that with the topper since it's been on there. And again, so you have access from all sides. And then of course that one opens up as well. And these things are made out of stainless. So these are stainless steel, but it's not real heavy. Just the two of us actually were able to like kind of lift it up onto the truck. So I think their website says they're 275 pounds or something like that. I feel like it felt lighter than that, because even though it is stainless, it's not like a crazy thick gauge of stainless like throughout the topper. But the seals are definitely nice all the way around. It does have a third brake light that I have not wired up yet. He didn't have this pigtail piece that plugs in. I guess it's like a plug and play harness that SmartCap offers. So I reached out to them to see how much it is to get this piece, and they said it's $145 to get the piece that plugs in here, and I guess it just plugs into the tail light. And I was like, no, I'll just go ahead and wire it in myself, and just basically just do like some butt connectors onto the wiring there. That's crazy ridiculous. $145 for just a little piece of the pigtail. I mean, that's crazy. So I'm not going to do that. I'll wire it up myself, which is fine. I do have some lights from another build for the truck toppers, and they're like strips, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. And then I still have that AAA liners mat in here, which is nice. And then again on top, I just put I ordered some Amazon crossbars to mount the tent up there. The tent should be arriving today, so I'll probably make a separate video on the actual tent that I went with and everything like that. But the actual topper itself and quality is good. I did order the crossbars. I tried to get the ones from SmartCap, but the website I ordered from, I paid for them and they kind of just left it pending there for like a week, and then I reached out to them saying, are they available or what's going on? And they said, no, they're on back order for like, I don't know, like forever or something like that. So I said, go ahead, just cancel my order, and I went ahead and just bought these for now. So overall, I'm very happy with the quality of the topper. I don't know if I would have bought one brand new at $5,000. It's pretty crazy how much toppers run, even the fiberglass ones. I spec'd out an ARE, one of the Overland version ones, just because it has like the black stripe to kind of break up the white, and with like wind doors and everything like that, and top rail mounts, it came out to be about the same price, $3,500. So toppers new are very, very pricey, but then you can always find them. Sometimes you can find them used and get good deals on them. So usually, you know, you can actually find like the same topper used for about $1,000, $1,500 maybe. So definitely, I would be looking for used toppers on whatever setup I go with, just because the price of new ones is crazy. But overall, the quality is really, really good on this one. I like it. We'll see how it'll hold up with the tent. The tent shouldn't be too crazy heavy. I believe it runs about 175 pounds. So we'll see how that supports it, but I think it'll be just fine. And then my rear suspension was already kind of set up to hold the camper, so it should do perfectly fine with this setup on here now. But yeah, that's what we got. So this is the next iteration of the truck. Why didn't just go with the whole camper setup? The whole camper setup would be a better setup because you'd be able to stand up inside there and change and kind of have, you know, access to the whole tent and topper all at once. But the price on those again are pretty crazy. So the one I was kind of looking to get was maybe either a used four-wheel camper Project M, and those were running between $13,000 and $15,000. And then GFC actually just came out with a new version of theirs, so they're like V2 Max, I think it's what they called, which kind of gave you a little bit of standing area in the back, so it's a longer tent, and you could stand up without having to move their bed panels out of the way, which was nice. I didn't really like that about their first version, but with that new style that they have now with the Max, that was definitely going to be an option. But that again ran about $13,000, but that would have been $13,000 new. So $13,000 new, shipped and installed. So definitely GFC is better on the pricing than most of the campers. They're actually kind of reasonable for what these things cost. But basically, I got this thing for about $3,200, and then I'll kind of show you the tent setup and everything like that. But I should be all in with the cap and tent, and I might even order the awning from the same company. I did reach out to them to see if they would give me a discount if I did a video or something like that on there, and they did. They gave me a discount code to go ahead and apply. I don't have to make a video on it or anything like that, but I probably will, so that'll discount that a little bit. So all in all, I should be under about $5,000 for the total setup. So that's kind of where I was looking to stick. Again, right now I'm in more of my budget phase, even though again these setups are not that budget, but compared to obviously a $13,000 camper, they are. So anyway, stick around, like and subscribe. The next video is going to be the tent video, and we'll kind of debut that and kind of show you what we went with here. All right, see you in the next one.